Self-harm is when someone hurts themselves on purpose. It can take many forms. There are various reasons someone might self-harm. It can be a way to relieve overwhelming thoughts, for example about friendship, exam stress, or social media. Reducing tension and stress when thoughts won't go away, expressing emotions such as hurt, anger, or frustration, and coping when you feel like you have no control over your feelings and problems. This is Freddie. He's 12 years old. He's a few months into year 8, and although he had a mentor at school who supported him with the transition to secondary school in year 7, he no longer has that person's support. He's being bullied online. He's also arguing with friends at school and feels the friendships are going to end. He finds it hard to put his feelings into words. He's started to believe the harmful comments he's received. Freddie's current coping strategy for all the distress he's feeling is to harm himself. After months of no one being aware that he was self-harming, his parents noticed the injuries he was hiding. Freddie felt scared of judgment, so he was hesitant at first to talk about the reasons behind his behaviour. He was scared people would be angry with him and wouldn't understand. However, with empathy and kind words he received from the people around him, he started to talk about what was going on, and he was given lots of different coping strategies. When his parents asked him how long this had been happening, he told them he'd had these feelings since primary school. Working with his parents and pastoral staff, Freddie created a safety plan. Safety plans should be used to recognise the triggers and warning signs of self-harm. They identify family members, trusted adults or friends who can provide support and help resolve the crisis. The plan should include contact details for mental health services, such as out-of-hours crisis lines, as well as distraction and coping strategies. These can vary from person to person. Examples might be spending time with friends, do some exercise, find comfort, sleep, have a bath, or cuddle your pet. Freddie's personalised safety plan helps him identify when he's at risk of self-harming and apply the right coping strategies to navigate his negative thoughts. Freddie's parents noticed his injuries. He immediately tried to cover when he noticed they'd spotted them. They were extremely stressed and anxious. Once they established that immediate first aid was not required, Freddie's dad asked him how long this had been going on for. Freddie explains that he had had these feelings since primary school, which comes as a shock to Dad, but he listens to what Freddie was happy to share at the time. Freddie's dad was afraid to tell anyone. He felt a lot of guilt and shame around what Freddie had done. They had always been close, so he blamed himself. However, his mum persuaded him that they needed support. They spoke to a friend whose child had also experienced self-harming. She recommended that they speak to the school's pastoral worker. She reassured Freddie's parents that the staff in school have had training on self-harm and they will do everything they can to support Freddie. She advised them on where they can access support for Freddie. After the meeting, they completed a safety plan with Freddie and explored coping strategies and distractions with him as they had worries around how to manage the self-harm at home. When he was ready to talk, he told his parents he was being bullied online and having issues with friends in school. They informed the school and interventions were put in place. Freddie's parents attended the online self-harm bite-sized session to support them in their journey of helping Freddie. This also gave them access to a resource page with helpful information to support him at home. It's come to Linda's attention that a Year 8 student, Freddie, needs support. His teacher noticed that Freddie was looking nervous and withdrawn around people. Linda's been informed that Freddie's parents have called the school distressed as they've seen injuries on his arm. Linda calls Freddie in for a chat and reassures him that he's not in trouble. She asks Freddie about her concerns, showing empathy towards him. Often, people avoid asking directly about self-harm due to fear, but Linda knows that asking about self-harm or suicidal thoughts doesn't put the idea into people's heads, so she asks the right direct questions. Freddie tells Linda he'd been self-harming the night before. Linda assesses the injuries and follows first aid guidance. If she had immediate concerns, for example, if there was serious physical injuries, then she would call emergency services. After their chat, Linda follows all her school's safeguarding policies, including recording the information, and then she contacts Freddie's parents. Linda has a debrief with her line manager to reflect on the situation and explore if anything else can be done. His parents are reassured that he'll be supported at school and were given advice and guidance, including safety plans to use with Freddie. Interventions are put in place for the online bullying and the friendship issues that Freddie disclosed to Linda. Linda also had conversations with a young person's mental health worker for further advice and a consultation, such as discussing options to support Freddie, such as making a referral to CAMHS and informing the GP. Linda continues to work with Freddie on his safety plan, supports him with boosting his self-esteem and building relationships following the impact of the bullying. As the bullying stops and Freddie learns alternative coping strategies, he stops self-harming. With the support of school and his parents, he begins to understand that self-harm was something he was using to help him cope with his difficulties, as he didn't know how to talk about it. Linda had another reflection session with her line manager to ensure all possible avenues had been explored to support Freddie and to discuss any impact it had on her. If Freddie's self-harm was to continue, there are services available to support with his mental health and the bullying. If a child or young person you care for is self-harming, you may have strong emotions such as worry or shock, devastation, disbelief, shame, anger, frustration, sadness, or guilt. You may have many questions. If you're a parent or carer, it's important to take care of yourself and get the right support. You should make time for self-care and maintain basic well-being practices, such as healthy eating, sleeping well, regular exercise, and connecting with others. Try to find some quality time with the family during this difficult period. For professionals supporting children and young people who self-harm, training and resources are available. It's important that as a professional working with young people who self-harm, you look after yourself. Take a break, debrief with a line manager, engage in reflective practice, set clear boundaries about how much and what support you can offer, and get support and information for yourself. For more information and resources, visit the website.